Good evening, pilgrims, and welcome to Tim's Brick Adventure. So, as you can see, we're getting back to our roots. We're going to talk a little bit about Lego Wild West today, and in particular, we're going to discuss one of my favorite topics, my custom Wild West Lego figures that I created from the movies, some of my favorite actors and movie and TV westerns. So we're going to talk about them today. Haley Bricks, shout out to her. She's the one that said I needed to start wearing my hat. I wore it on one of our live streams a while back. So just for posterity, and just so you know, this was my dad's hat. So he obviously was a little bit smaller than me, so my big fat head didn't fit in it very good, but you know, take one for the team, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna share with you the handful of custom figs that I did based on Western TV shows and my favorite movie actors. The list is long, and as I find parts and can do more, I will. So I got just a few that of my really favorites right now that I've been able to do. So I'm going to share with you the parts, talk a little bit about stickers, because I have found that that's how I ended up. The torsos and stuff on these guys are pretty specific. I mean, basically the Western TV, they had a specific outfit they wore most of the episodes, and so to capture that, I really wanted it to be as authentic as possible, and the easiest way was stickers. So I'm going to share with you the brand of stickers I've been using and I'm very pleased with, and just talk a little bit about what I did, how I created them, and that kind of thing. And then you can feel free to make some, or I've been toying with the idea of maybe selling for just a small fee some of the stickers, because it does cost. I mean, the ink and all that kind of stuff does cost a little bit of money. So, you know, I would gladly print some up if there's certain figures you like, and as I create them. Plus, it would help support me and the channel a little bit. So, but I'll delve more into that or think about that. But for right now, I just wanted to share the ones I made to kind of finish up. I started that series where I showed you the custom Wild West figures I had made. And I guess I got off track and forgot about these guys. So we're gonna share that with you, and I'll be right back. All right, let's get this party started. So I'm gonna start this way. The very first custom figure I made was actually Zorro, and I'm not sure why I chose him, but I think at the particular time this hat had just come out, and I'm not sure, several other things. Now this figure, I believe the legs are probably Ninjago, probably Cole, but the torso is a Palpatine, and it costs a little bit of money way back in the day. I mean, I'm talking 11 years ago, so I have no idea. It may be really stupid money, but it just all black, and then it had that really cool, see if I can get the focus, clasp there at the top that I just thought looked better than just the other black tunics. And then of course the sword. Little history on Zorro, and then, well, real quick, so I gave him his black horse. So Zorro, and I was curious, so that's why I looked it up. He's actually, and I thought he was, a fictional character created in 1919 by American pulp writer Johnston McCulley. Now, you people that probably appreciate the Wild West and these figures will know what a pulp writer was in the pulp magazines. I mean, they were before my time even, but I did Zorro, Doc Savage, the Green Hornet, the Shadow, all of these and many others were Pulp Fiction characters. Tarzan, Edgar Rice Burroughs. So that's where he came from. And then a little share too. So he's been played by many actors over the years, and Antonio Banderas did those 2 movies that are really, they're enjoyable, fun movies. But by far the best Zorro movie was the one done in 1975, and Alain Delon. He was a French actor. He played Zorro, and that's my favorite Zorro movie. And it's a top 20 movie maybe. I mean, I really enjoy it. He's also well known. He played in Red Sun alongside with Charles Bronson, which, if you like these, if this video interests you and these figures, you'll know who Charles Bronson is. Red Sun, which is a great one. Samurai, cowboys together. What more could you ask for? I mean, really great movie. And I looked it up, and it's actually streaming on, you can stream it on Tubi, Tubi. Another fun movie that, another great person I love, Dean Martin, did several Westerns, and I haven't made a figure of him yet, because he did several Westerns. So I need to kind of look and see, because he would be worth doing. Texas Across the River, 1966. Alan, I think his name's Alan Delon did that. So those 3 movies I highly recommend, and I looked them up. Zorro can actually be seen on Tubi as well. It's on a bunch of different venues. So Texas Across the River, funny movie, great. It's a comedy Western. Joey Bishop is in there. He's a comedian back in the 60s, 70s, probably earlier. I really enjoyed him in a lot of things. Just a really great, fun movie. Then let's move along here a little bit. So then, of course, I had to do John Wayne. He was like my second to do, and actually the first cowboy I did, because John Wayne's my man. And then initially I had a white hat, and then I found this tan wide brim Stetson. So, and I think I had to special order that. I don't think it's not something that came in sets or anything like that. They are out there, and I've got a couple, but they're a little bit harder to get. So the face, I'm not terribly in love with, but I put this figure together 11 years ago, so I really need to go back and look through faces and stuff. The legs are Star Wars, Han Solo. Now, as I was saying about the stickers, I created this torso. I created this sticker based on the movie Chisholm, one of my all-time favorites. So just in this color shirt, I like he's wore this particular color combo and vest in the, I think, Real Lobo, which is, oh my God, that's one of the best movies too. So there's my John Wayne. Like I said, I've played with designing an actual face sticker, but I don't really like the way the face stickers look. So for now, I'm kind of with him, but as I update him, I will definitely let you know. The next truly iconic cowboy, just cannot do without, is of course the Man with No Name, the trilogy, Good, the Bad, the Ugly, A Few Dollars More, the one and only Clint Eastwood. And so I can't tell you for sure where that cape came from, but probably wouldn't be that hard to look up. That's the old Adventures torso. Now I did swap out the arms because I think this one, oh, which movie probably did I base this on? For A Few Dollars More, I think he had this, because I think he always had the vest and the, oh, whatever you call this thing. But He didn't always have the same color shirt on. And then this hat is as close as I've come so far. It's not really what I like, but you do what you got to do. So it looks, and the face looks pretty good. So I was pretty happy with my Clint Eastwood figure. I can't tell. I hope when you look at the actual video, these things come out good. So while we're doing the movies, I'll kind of keep on, because then I got some TV show. There was in the 70s, if y'all remember Tom Laughlin, his fame is Billy Jack. And if y'all my age, you'll know Billy Jack. But he was very much into the martial arts and kind of the Western. Even Billy Jack, out west, it was a modern, it was more of a modern day Western at the time. But The Master Gunfighter was a movie he did where he played kind of an aristocrat in the early days of California, I think, before statehood and that, when the Spanish still occupied much of it and owned it. So, but he had, and I don't remember the movie exactly, he had learned how to use the sword. So it was kind of a samurai, and I looked it up a little bit, a remake of a famous Japanese samurai movie, kind of like the Magnificent Seven is a play on the Seven Samurai, which, by the way, someday I got to make all those figures, because Magnificent Seven, one of the all-time greatest classics. And then the remake that happened with Chris Pratt and that'd be kind of cool, because there was some interesting figures there too. But anyway, that's The Master Gunfighter, Tom Laughlin. Let's see. I think, look at that torso. That is the legs from the CMF Bandit cow. I've shown him before in one of the videos, but I may go back and revisit. And then I'm looking, that torso, I want to say it's one of the mariachi guys, but I'm not sure, because the hat, that's where that's from, was those mariachi CMF figures that came out. So I should have looked that up, and I didn't. I apologize. So, but one of my favorite cowboys, Western, and this one actually turned out pretty good. This is Randolph Scott, and I'll be honest, growing up, I don't remember seeing many of his movies. I'd heard of Randolph Scott. In fact, one of my characters, the next one I'm going to show you from Blazing Saddles, they talk about Randolph Scott. But it wasn't until several years ago when I discovered the Western channels, Grit and Encore Westerns and INSP, and to where they play. Audie Murphy's another great one. I need to do an Audie Murphy figure. But they had, like Randolph, they got so many movies they were in, so many different outfits. But I like this particular one, the buckskin shirt, and the face, actually, I believe I did a pretty good job. He had kind of them rugged looks. The dark tan hat. So really pleased. And there again, sticker. Now on him, I had to do a backside too, because it had the fringe and stuff on the back. On John Wayne, I just left it alone. I didn't worry about trying to do shadowing or anything like that. But on this one, it did require. So, and I use Illustrator, but that's kind of expensive. If you don't have the Adobe products and stuff, there's a lot of cool little free graphic programs. Ink something is the free Adobe Illustrator knockoff. Okay. I don't know if I've shown him this before, so if he's on another video, I apologize. But my favorite, and I think I nailed, is Mongo from the Blazing Saddles. The hat and this torso. The hat is from the Miner. The torso, I believe, is just one of Castle sets. He's got, You know, and this, he wrote a Braimable in there, so this is as close as we could get to a Braimable. But nevertheless, so the legs, I think, are one of the cowboys from the Lego movie CMF figures. Again, because it actually has a holster on the side of the leg. A lot of them just have on the front. They have the straps. But you tell me. I've seen other people do Mongo, and on the Western Google groups, a couple people, I need to take pictures of him and put him on there, because I haven't seen anybody do him as good, and I'm biased. So the last movie figure that's kind of based, the movie McClintock. There's an old prospector in there called Bunny, old Bunny. And so this is my Bunny figure. I will say a good friend of mine who has done a phenomenal Alamo build, and his is modeled on the movie, John Wayne movie. So he has a lot of the figures and stuff, the characters from that. And so I saw he had a prospector kind of, and it got me thinking I needed to have one. So I did, and forgive me, you purist, I drilled a little tiny hole in the side of the top hat, just the right size for that. Now I went with the gray wings, or gray feathers, just because it's a little different. I probably should get that came with the Native American figures, the ones with the white eagle feathers. And this is the beard, one of the dwarfs from the Hobbit movie. Let's see, I don't know what torso. Oh, I think that's the prospector torso. So I think pretty much this figure, all, and maybe even the head, is all from the prospector, with just the addition. I love top hats, and a lot of the old westerns. I did this on a couple. I got a couple of Native American warriors with top hats, and they've got I did use the eagle feathers in them. This flintlock is from Brick Warriors, and then I think I did a pretty good job with the horse. I got him loaded down here. You got 2 bags, got dynamite. Of course, you got for them cold nights, got his skillet, got his bag of beans on this side. Got a bucket, shovel. This backpack is an old adventure series that I use quite a bit. I use it in my Pony Express rider. So I thought I did a pretty good job with that. So that concludes the movie portion of this video. The only 2 TV show that I have currently. Now, I love the TV shows. My favorite, probably High Chaparral, and I am going to do a bunch of them figures eventually. There again, I'm going to have to do a lot of stickers, I think, with them. But I watched it a little growing up, but I have really grown to love it, is the Virginian, with James Drury and as the Virginian. And so I think I did a really pretty good job with him. He had his black gloves. He had kind of a fedora looking hat. So, and I think the face is pretty close. I mean, you know, with Lego, you do what you can, because I don't want to go making a bunch of faces. I like to, Lego has really done a great job. And then I did do the backside because I wanted the shadowing. So I think it turned out pretty good. I like, I'll show you the brand of stickers I use. I get them from Amazon. They're really reasonable. And they're not super glossy. They're just glossy enough that they match the glossiness of the Lego torso. So I think that works well. In the show, he has a white horse usually, but it's got the paint. So I don't know if it's paint horse or Appaloosa. I apologize. I don't know. I should know my horses better, but anyway, it's got the black tail end and stuff. But you know, again, you do what you got to do, and most people that see him in the build have no clue who he is anyway. So, and of course, his sidekick, Doug McClure, or Trampus. Doug McClure, the actor's name, and Trampus was his figure, was his character name. So that's him. And again, I had to make a special sticker torso for him. The legs are just one of the CMF figures or Lego Movie Western guys. But I need to sometime do just a video, and I'll put that in the memory banks of specifically. I mean, I've talked a lot about using Harry Potter torsos, and Star Wars work great for the Apache Indians and stuff, and all the different other options for torsos. But like with the legs and stuff, there's only a handful that I use regularly, and I mean that's all there really is, that have holsters on them and stuff, and so they get used quite a bit. But you know, let's be realistic. Back in those days, they wore pants, and truthfully, jeans. Everybody, you'd think jeans. I didn't have to do all the history, but until Levi Strauss, and he invented them. It was late 1800s, I think, when he invented the jeans. So, you know, most of these Western figures and stuff, when they wore these, I'm pretty sure they probably wore cotton or canvas slack kind of things, you know. So, that was probably in the movies pretty accurate, because you think about the Westerns, the earlier Westerns, that people still dressed and lived in some cases like they did in the movies. You know, it wasn't that big of a stretch to create the costumes, because probably a lot of that stuff's still being made. So I don't worry too much about the color of that's why with the Star Wars, the Han Solo, the only thing I don't like is the holster's not on the side, no holster printed on the side. You just get the front, but that's kind of a Lego thing. They don't do much arm printing or side of the leg printing. They're getting better about it, but they're not going to do Western stuff, I don't think, very much. So well, that's what's cool. You know, we got, well, they didn't do it on Trampus, but that one I showed with, with Randolph Scott, where they got the actual side printed holster. So as usual, I'm at my 20-minute mark, so we're going to cut it off today. And I gave you a lot more than just Lego history there. I hopefully got a little bit of movie history, and many of you probably know everything I talked about or even more. But this is kind of where I'm started, and I hope to really expand on this. There are so many. I don't have any of the women. There's, you know, Victoria Barkley in Big Valley, Audra Barkley would be easy to do. Victoria, there's that hairpiece, be perfect. So she's gonna be, I saw some stuff, figures, heads and stuff. So, and as you saw when I did the ladies, if you want to go back and look at the lady video, I ended up making stickers and stuff with just kind of cotton tops, white tops, and so that will help with that. So I hope, and if I didn't say, this video, I'm dedicating it to the Green Wizard, one of my subscribers who spoke up and said he subscribed to my channel because I did discuss Lego Wild West, and there's not many of us out there, and I need to get back on track with doing a lot more of that and a lot more Western building and stuff. So my promise to those of you that are here for that reason, we're going to get back to that, because I got some big plans too for the Wild West coming up. So with that, it is the holiday season. I will say happy holidays and hope for all the best for y'all. We'll see you probably next week. We'll see what I come up with. And I guess with that, y'all come back now. You hear?